Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you pretty much how a computer system works by the components. Pretty much by what the components do. I'll be doing a demonstration on the computer MTDX because it's got plenty of room in it and you can about see everything that's in it. I'm just going to open her up. There. To open the case, you just take off the rear two thumb screws, which this may vary on case to case. There's all sorts of various types of computer cases out there. My friend Tim, his case has a latching mechanism. You pull the latch and open it out, and it swings out like a door and pulls off. This here, you just take off two thumb screws and slide it open. Sometimes it may not want to go easy. Usually it's like that. Try to get a grip on it. Set the door to the side. Alright. Here you can see an overview of inside the computer. Pretty simple once you learn how to build them. The average Joe's, like, what the crap is that? What is that down there? What is that? Well, I'm fixing to tell you. Start with the power supply. Power supply, what it does, it takes in the AC current, which is 120 volts AC, converts it to plus 12 volt DC, plus 5 DC, and plus 3.3 volt DC. These are the voltages that the computer runs on. All the components in the computer, they run off these certain voltages. And here, big old board, that's the motherboard. The reason why it's called the motherboard or main board because it is the main board of the computer. All the components hook up to it somehow. Like say add-in cards, graphics cards, processor, RAM, hard drive, optical drives, everything hooks to the motherboard. On the motherboard, this big old heat sink. Under it is our processor, which you may see right there. That little square looking thing, you can kind of see it. Not sure this camera's really pulling up that well. You see there's a big old metal clip that holds the heatsink on. Under there, the heatsink has a copper base where the heat pipes come together. There's this big old square looking thing. The edge of it is you can kind of see it, a little green on the edge. And the metal thing, that's the processor. That's the processor package. And what the processor does is it does all the calculations and thinking of the computer. All the programs have a process in the processor. Let's see right here. Hang on just a second. Let me pull up Task Manager. Show you what I'm talking about. Like right here, you see processors 40. All of these right here are processes as the processor is running right now. You can see the CPU, these are percentages of the processor, like taskmanager.exe is taking up 3% of the processor. And then you can see the total CPU usage right here. And the page file usage and everything like that. And these stick things out there, that's the memory, or RAM, random access memory. What these sticks do is hold the running programs in the operating system. Everything that is running goes in the RAM, or virtual RAM when the RAM starts really getting ate up. Let's say on budget systems, they have a low amount of memory. They do what's called swap from the hard drive to the RAM and back and forth, which is really a big slowdown. But this system has a gigabyte of memory, so we don't have to worry about that unless we're really running a whole bunch of programs. Which every once in a while I will. Anyway, this that card that's below the heat sink on the processor is the graphics card. It has a heat sink of its own because it gets really hot. Because it has a graphics processing unit on it. In other words, that there is called the central processing unit. That's the graphics processing unit. What that does, see, it has the whole card has its own onboard memory for graphics and it has the processor on it. All that combined processes and produces the graphics that display on your monitor. And people who like to play games on computers and stuff, they like to have the best graphics cards on the market, so they're always upgrading them. And that little fan thing, the heatsink, below that is the chipset. That is the main chip on the motherboard, especially considered it's one by itself. A lot of motherboards have two of them. Have a south bridge and a north bridge, which the north bridge is when it really gets hot. This is a chip by itself. It's an NVIDIA Enforce 3250. And what this chip does, it's like the bridge of all the components, like the processor, graphics card, and the add-in cards, PCI cards. And in this particular system, the processor has the memory controller. And on the older system, the chipset would control the memory. And let's say these are your add-in cards running to the PCI bus, peripheral component interface bus. What these do is give the computer its functionality. Let's say that big old green card, that is the TV tuner card. What for that, I wouldn't be able to do my recordings and stuff and watch TV on this computer. And there's a smaller card, that's the Ethernet card, that's what hooks to the network. And the black card is the sound card. And right here is your hard drive. What that does, it stores all the data on the computer, like all your files, say your pictures, all your settings, the operating system, programs, so on and so on. You get it. And these right here are your optical drives, which in this particular system is a DVD-ROM drive and a CD-ROM. There's also different configurations you can have, such as like DVD-RAM drives, like CD-ROM, that's an old-timey thing, or DVD burners, which I'd love to have one, which I need to find with the E-machine front to match my CD burner, which I picked the E-machine style drives because they have the exact same silver as the case. It looks really cool. And I'll also mention the fans. The case fans, the 80mm and the 120mm. This one here blows air in, as you can probably hear over the mic, not sure. It blows air into the system. It blows cool air into the system. While it's the fan in the back, it sucks air out. With the power supply, it sucks the hot air out of the system to keep it cool. So that black thing on there, that's the graphics card fan. And there's also a fan up here at the front. I'm not sure if you can see a little bit. That's a front fan which blows air across the hard drive to keep it cool. Hard drives don't run all that hot unless you're really working them hard. But it's still good to have air across them. Keep them cooler. The cooler they run, the better they'll run. That's a basic overview of the system. So you get the idea how a computer works. Not that hard. And to learn how to build them, it'll be fun. So all it takes is just learn how to build these computers and stuff. Like I have. It's fun. And close the case back up. And to close the case door, on this particular case here, you just take the door, line up with the slots, which on different cases may vary. Because some have, like the latch feature, you have to flip a thing here and put the case door like this and close it. So this one, you just move wires out of the way, line up with the holes in the case, the slider holes. Once it gets all lined up, close it right up. Put the case screws back. Put the thumb screws right back into place. Just find the holes. There we go. That's one. Find number 2 down here at the bottom.